everyone, David Patano here, GuitarPlayLikeAPro.com, and welcome to another clinical considerations video. And this has more to do with music therapy students and professionals, how to consider live music when we're working with, our patients in the clinical setting. And one thing that I've noticed over the years, if you remember me mentioning that I've played music for my whole adult life as a professional, and one thing I've learned over the years, especially playing the guitar as a solo instrument, is that as we get to know songs real well, and particularly when we play them often, before you know it, and without even realizing it, we play songs really fast. And we would pretty much have to record ourselves or see ourselves doing it to even notice it. Again, because we've played the song so many times over the years, and without even thinking about it, becomes second nature. It's really easy for us to play things fast. And even in an entertainment scenario, you don't want to play things fast because, and again, in my experience, you can always play music too fast, but you can never play music too slow, because slow music, I think, equates to adding emotion to music. But playing stuff real fast, you can call it, it loses its groove, or it feels rushed, those kind of, characterizations. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. And particularly, we want to be conscious of this as music therapists, because so many populations of people we work with playing things too fast. You've heard me talk about in other videos where we want to consider their cognitive comprehension speed, how fast they can pick things up, because whether it's talking or particularly playing music, when that's going by too fast, it becomes real stressful to a challenged individual or patients we work with. So already, the people we work with, they've lost a lot of control, they have feelings of not having control, have a lot of stress they've been under stress for a long time. So the last thing we want to do with our music is to have that be a stressful situation, not to mention they're not going to benefit from music therapy. So my tip today in this clinical considerations video is a way for us to think about accompanying ourselves and being conscious of not playing things too fast. And let me show you something on the whiteboard here. Now, what I'm going to explain for us to try is, when we have these songs that we've known for a long time, try breaking them down rhythmically, smaller increments of rhythm, when we're tapping our foot. And here we have 4 sets of rhythms. And I'm going to be referring to the song that I opened up the video with, the Battle Hymn of the Republic. So the 4 rhythms I want us to consider as we tap our foot. So I'm going to show us what I mean here, and when you hear claps, that would indicate me tapping my foot while I'm playing. And I'm going to show us what we can do to give us a little tool to help slow us down. So I'm going to count this off and sing the chorus. I'm going to start with the whole note figure at the top. 1, 2, ready, go. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory. You get the idea. So if I tap my foot on whole notes. Now the next figure below this, I'm going to suggest that we tap our foot on half notes and try that. 1, 2, ready, play. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory. Now the third level down breaks it down even more. And as we have to tap our foot faster with these rhythms at the bottom, it becomes harder to rush, harder to play faster, because you literally have to keep time more often and faster. But it works nicely to slow the overall song down by tapping in faster increments. So 1, 2, third, 1. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah. Now if I was playing this live, I really wouldn't go down to eighth notes here, but I'm just going to play this and show you this just to make my point. So now I'm breaking it down one more time, so tapping our foot in eighth notes. 1, 2, ready, go. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. And you get the idea. So as I said, I probably wouldn't tap my foot to a song like this in the increment of eighth notes. But again, just to make the point, when you're tapping faster, it'll automatically govern your speed and slow you down. So I want to suggest to you this works good as a mechanism to help slow us down, particularly for songs that we've played a long time. So try it on your own, and let me just go through these real quick with the song. First, I'll play the song, tapping my foot with whole notes. 2, ready, go. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory. Now, I'm not strumming on whole notes. Remember, I'm tapping my foot with these rhythms. So let's go to the next one. Half note. 1, 2, ready, play. So, and that's often a typical way that we would tap our foot to a medium speed tune in 4/4. Glory, glory, hallelujah. That's typical. So if I caught myself playing this fast, I might want to tap my foot to the next level, quarter notes. 1, 2, ready, play. Glory, glory, hallelujah. So now let's go to this exaggerated level, eighth notes. 1, 2, ready, go. Now that's even kind of hard to do, but it definitely slowed me down. So that's just a little tip. Again, to use breaking down to further rhythms as a mechanism to help us slow us down when we need to, and really be conscious of this with songs that we know, and particularly when we're working with patients who we need to be slow with because of their slow comprehension speed. So we'll see you on our next video. Hello everybody, David Patano here again, GuitarPlayLikeAPro.com. And now we're going to start sinking our teeth into some more specific right hand rhythm patterns. And again, the whole idea is to get us to be thinking about harmonic rhythm, some patterns, but we want to think about patterns that we can apply to many other songs. We don't want to be learning just one pattern for one song and not be able to apply it to other songs. The song I started with, Edelweiss. It's a very, very popular show tune from The Sound of Music, Rodgers and Hammerstein. And that song I use for a lot of different populations. And I would suggest, if you don't know it, that'd be a great song to have in your repertoire. And go to musicnotes.com. You can look at that on my site here to grab that music. And let's talk about that. Edelweiss, if you don't have the music in front of you, or if you don't know it, it's in 3/4 time. 3 beats in a measure, quarter note gets a beat. So it's a a waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And as we've been talking about, playing in a pianistic or piano style, we want to think about that and not just play kind of guitar-esque, simple, repetitive strums. What I did there is I'm playing the root on 1, and for a lot of these stylistic rhythm patterns, doing these videos is making me think what I've done over the years to play these songs and what I've thought about. And I'm glad to report a lot of this is not as precise as it even might sound. For instance, I'm going to give you an exercise to play this kind of 3/4 arpeggiated piano style. Now, what I want us to do is let's start counting in our head. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So there's the time. I want us to play the root on 1, and the arpeggio are eighth notes. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. What I want us to do is play the root of the chord, and we have our open G chord. And this is how I want us to simply, in a simple way, think of this, because we don't have to get real precise about this. And I think you'll enjoy learning these kinds of concepts because you can apply these to so many songs. Play the root on beat 1, and then play the highest note, which is a G of this chord, on the and of 2. So, before you get strumming it, or before you get arpeggiating all of it, do this exercise. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and. So, I want us to play, once again, the root on 1 and the highest note on the and of 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now, for us to complete the whole arpeggio, again, without getting real precise, simply fill in the other eighth notes, but keep the root on 1 in the highest note on the and of 2. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. And it doesn't matter really what notes you play, because on a guitar, if you're fingering the right chord, all the notes are of that chord. The only notes in a G chord triad are G, B, D. So if you're grabbing this chord, be confident in knowing that no matter what notes you play, you're going to be playing a G, a B, or a D, even though some of them are repeated. So once again, here's the exercise. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Now fill it in, and 3 and 1 and 2 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 and 3 and 1. So there's our chord. There's our song, I should say. So then you just have to do it with the other chords. So besides the simple exercise of and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and, the only other exercise is apply the arpeggio to all the chords in the song. So the second chord is a D7 chord. So make your D7 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. Here's the exercise. And 2 and 3 and fill it in. 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. Here's the exercise. 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. Fill it in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. Let's say there's a C chord in the song. Here's your exercise. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 Just remember that the note on the and of 2 is always the highest note on the guitar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and now fill it in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and so there you go. Some simple exercises to apply some arpeggios to songs in 3/4 time.
Is wonderful, wonderful in every way, so they say.
Hi everyone, David Pachano here, GuitarPlayLikeAPro.com. And this is another video about endings. And for fun, I've said this before, that old cliche saying, doesn't matter what you do at the beginning or the middle of a song, all that matters is how you end. Introductions are important, as I've said, but endings are also very important. It's the last thing people hear of a song, leaves an impression, that kind of thing. And in this video, I want to just share an ending that's common, but it's an easy ending to do, and you can do it with all sorts of songs, and I do it with all sorts of songs. And that is what I did on that opening piece at the video. This is a song, once again, by Irving Berlin from Annie Get Your Gun. They say that falling in love, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, wonderful. And how I ended, I'll just do it again. To hold the girl in your arms is wonderful, wonderful. Here's what I want. And what I meant by that, here's what I want is, I went to the 5 chord, then I walked up single note, 5, 6, 7 of the scale, then 1 chord. So the 5, 6, 7. I'm in the key of C, the 5 being the G. 6 is the A, B is the 7th of the scale. So just practice that. Grab a G chord, and then play the G, open A, then B on the 2nd fret. Let me show you that up close. Here's the G chord. Play G on the 6th string, open A, B, then C chord. And to be musical, I had a retard. I slowed it down as I walked up to finish on the 1 chord, this C. And held that last chord out. So be thoughtful with your endings, be musical with your endings. So that's that song. Let me try it on, that's another song. In the past, in other videos, we've had fun with the simple kind of C, F, and G chord song. Take Me Out to the Ball Game. It's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. So I did a little faster there. So what you want to do before you put it in a song, just practice that. Then you want to try it in other keys also. Let's try it in the key of D. So D is the 1 chord. A, B, C sharp, D. Let me show you that up close. So here's the D chord. A, B, C sharp, D. A, B, C sharp, D. Remember, we're in position 1. where our first finger is. So every note gets a fret. So we're playing the notes on the second fret with the second finger, the C sharp on the fourth fret with our fourth finger then. Because remember, every fret gets a note. So A, B, C sharp, D. And C, D, C once again. And that's just a suggestion, but use those walk-ups with single notes from the 5 chord in with different rhythms, but you hear piano players do that a lot. You know, music recorded arrangements, orchestras, bands do that kind of thing in the arrangements a lot. Remember, we're talking about how can we play like a piano player plays. We want to add thoughtful and musical introductions and endings and these kinds of things. This is just one little suggestion. So practice those kinds of things, do them repetitively before you put them in songs, and try putting them in various songs and see how you do. So have fun with that ending. We'll see you next time here at GuitarPlayLikeAPro.com.
So they say.
As I mentioned, each one of these videos is from one of the CMTE offerings that we have up on the Spiegel Academy at this time. And I'd like to announce this year, maybe even in the spring, I'm working on another offering for harmony and chords, different quality of chords, to really add to our playing, like I was talking about before, where we can play like a rehearsal pianist plays, so where we can really play songs without shortcuts and using all the harmony and chords that the composer intended. So that's coming up one of these days.
Cool. I would love to hear what you got out of those 3 webinars. Just watching those clips, I learned a lot. I learned about an ending that I could use. I learned a way to do arpeggio that's not too hard. I could do that. And to slow down, because there's certainly certain people that you would want to slow down for. So thank you, David.
Just want to mention too, if you haven't seen it on Spiegel Academy site or some of my emails where I reach out to other professionals, that ongoing here to make these offerings just, I hope, useful and even appealing, that anybody that purchases one of the CMTE courses gets a free membership to my lesson site. And anybody that purchases any other course from the Spiegel Academy that's not even guitar related gets a 3-month professional membership to my guitar instruction site.
Thank you so much, David. That's quite generous of you. So when you click on the button below,